Hi everybody! Today I'm going to give you a little mini review of our Mediterranean cruise. And we started in Barcelona, and my favorite thing in Barcelona was the Ramblas. It's this long, wide, tree-lined street that was so beautiful. And everybody that lives in Barcelona, everybody who's visiting, goes to that area, and you can shop, you can go to a cafe and have a glass of wine. And in the picture, you'll see that there's a couple kissing right behind me. And it was just the most happy, romantic place, and I loved it. It was the perfect place to start the cruise. After Barcelona, we went to Toulon, which is in the south of France. And you can see in the picture that it was a beautiful port. There were tons of sailboats, and I thought that the marina itself was the most beautiful part of Toulon. We did take the tourist train and we went through the city that you can kind of see in the background, but I thought the promenade on the waterfront looking out at those boats and out at the water was the most beautiful sight in Toulon. The next day we went to Monaco, and the boats got bigger and fancier, the buildings got bigger and fancier. There were these multi-million-dollar condos, and it was really fun to experience because we were in the playground of the rich and famous. So after that, we went to Pisa in Italy, and we saw the Leaning Tower. It was amazing, and I felt like it was the best photo op ever. You really kind of can't tell by looking at a picture how tilted that tower is, but it was really fun to see it in person. And even though it's very commercial, if you go to Italy, you gotta go to Pisa. After Pisa, we went to Rome. Rome is so busy. It's got tons of cars, tons of people, tons of history. It was super interesting. You can see in the picture that I'm in front of the Basilica in Vatican City, and the architecture was gorgeous. But my favorite part was this little pizzeria that was a couple of streets over in the shade, and we had this perfect little Italian lunch, and that for me was the best part of the day. The next day we went to Naples, which was very gritty. There was a lot of graffiti, lots of people, lots of noise. It was super busy, but everybody was really friendly, and it really grows on you. But my favorite place in Naples was this monastery called Santa Chiara. And inside that monastery, inside this busy urban area, was the most peaceful, beautiful garden I have ever seen. It was truly like a little piece of heaven on earth, and it was my favorite spot in Naples. After Naples, we went on to Corfu, and you can see in that picture that my husband and I are having a little coffee in this little cafe. Corfu was also very busy too. We happened to go there on the day that school was getting back into session. So in the main plaza, there were lots of parents, lots of kids. And so we kind of stayed back a little bit. And as you can see, we had a lot of peace and quiet, and we had some wonderful time together. And that to me is the most important thing of the vacation, to be together and to experience all these beautiful things with each other. After Corfu, we went to Croatia, and Croatia is kind of new to me. I hadn't really heard much about it, but the first stop was Dubrovnik. I wasn't feeling very well, so this picture is taken from the ship. It's on the hillside that we were facing, and you can see there are these beautiful little homes made of stone. There's a little stone church. The rooftops are red, and it was super picturesque. The people that did go into town said they had a great time, but we did not go into Dubrovnik, but it looked beautiful. The next day we went to Split, and I loved Split. It had this Diocletian palace where this Roman emperor lived, and the interesting thing is it's not a museum. People live there and work there to this day. In the castle walls, there are apartments, there are restaurants, there are stores, and there's all this hustle and bustle in this ancient castle, and I loved that. And our last day was in Venice, and I can't imagine a more beautiful place. As we went into Venice, there were just all these boats going back and forth, And I loved the canals, I loved the gondolas, I loved the fact that there were no cars. It just was sort of surreal. There were these people just sort of floating back and forth, and it gave it a very peaceful, serene, relaxed feeling. The lighting was beautiful, and I can't think of a better place to end the cruise. But I do have to say that every night when we went back to the ship, it was so much fun to feel pampered, to have somebody else make dinner. And we went on Viking ocean cruises. I know there's a lot of cruises that go around the Mediterranean, but that's the one we went on. The ship we went on was called the Sea, and we had a great experience. It was lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this little review. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you go, have a great vacation. Bye-bye.